remember in the book, Holip, I actually challenged the so-called liberal. You know, we have white our white people that's listening to the show today. I challenge them, and I'll challenge them again today, that you say that, you know, you're not a racist. You know, you're not. You have nothing against black people at all. This is something that maybe your grandfather was into. You are completely liberated from that thought process. So I challenge you to expose it. Where is your book? Where is your platform? Who is the artist? Who is the white artist that you know that today they're exposing the mechanics of white supremacy, the mechanics of racism, the way in which they are doing that? Who are they? Where are they? Why aren't they doing that? You walk around with the Bob Marley T-shirt. I see you with a Bob Marley T-shirt on. You might have locks. You might have even your head wrapped up, but you won't even look me in the eye. You won't even look us in the eye. You won't even hail us up. You won't even say peace. You won't even acknowledge the people that you are imitating, the originators of the culture that you're imitating. You will not even acknowledge them. I mean, that's pseudo. That's not real. I can't respect that. I would respect you more if you stood up and you did like some of the people that's in the abolitionist days that actually stood up, risked their life because they knew within their reality of Christianity whether that this is not a right thing to do. That this man is supposed to be my brother, and they wanted to live that. I respect them.
Yeah.
How can I respect you? You don't stand up. You don't say anything. You're
right.
silent.
Why don't these same white folks? I wonder if they're familiar with Lysander Spooner. You know, maybe they should do some reading up on Lysander Spooner. And I don't know, that's an interesting question you asked. Like, who's breaking down the system of white supremacy? The only person I really know of heard is Tim Wise, and that's one white man.
Right.
I haven't heard anybody. I know that there's Tim Wise is out giving lectures and stuff. Is there any other white dudes that's taking the banner and running with it? I haven't seen them.
Nope. No, where are they?
So,
that's what I'm saying. Where are they?
That's not a very high percentage.
One person? And who knows?
One person.
That's
not
is.
Exactly. That's not a high percentage. And what I find interesting, this is going to segue. I'm going to segue from this question into the spellcaster. I want to start talking about that. But what I find interesting is that whenever you have these so-called good white folks,
mm-hmm.
the first people that they take to task when it comes to race, so-called racism, is us. Do you notice that? Like when we start talking about racism, the first thing they do is they jump on us to try to stop us from talking about it. Like, well, it's not, race is not the issue, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, whoa, what are you talking to me about this for?
Right.
Shouldn't you be talking about the system of white supremacy where this racism comes from? But what you want me to do is you want me to calm down and not address it because you feel connected to it. If you didn't feel connected to it, why do you get offended or get defensive when I talk about it?
Right. That's not how we're going to solve. That's not how we're going to heal. If that's the objective, is to heal from what happened. If somebody, let's look at it from if I stole something from you, I took something from you, I stole your house, I cheated you, I took you out your job, and I put you in a position where now you didn't have nothing. For me to repent to you, it's not just I'm sorry. I'm sorry is part of it. I got to give you back your house. I got to give you back the position. I got to give you back that which I took from you.
Right.
I mean, I don't.
And of course, you know that all of this is rhetorical.
Sure.
Because I wasn't put on this earth for racial harmony. That's not what I was put here for. What I'm put here for is to see my people are in a certain condition.
Right.
And we need to get out of that condition. And racial harmony is very way down in my pecking order. I really don't give a damn about race. If we were to get ourselves together and have a socioeconomic and political infrastructure and have control over our own reality and our own, let's say Africa, we can control Africa again, I could give a shit if the whole goddamn world hated us. I could care less.
Right. because it's about us.
So we need to get over that fucking racial harmony crap. I am not here singing no kumbaya with nobody. And if that's what your goal is, then you are not African-centered.
This book, Are You Under a Spell? The Master Plan Revealed, is for African people, first and foremost. That's what I wrote this book. When I wrote this book, my heart, my intent, my sincerity was directed towards us as African or black people. And that's what I did this for. When I do these shows, African Holistic Healing, I didn't just call it holistic healing. It's African Holistic Healing. Because this is who I'm interested in first. And before anybody can talk about, and that's a travesty if you want to be talking about somebody outside of your family before you get your family together.
Right.
Your family comes first.
Yeah, and we always want to bond with them. Oh, we can't cut them. We can't cut them out. Can't leave this one out.
And I say that at the expense of money. I'm not, because I didn't do this to become rich or famous. I did this because this was information that I felt our people. This book was for our people, and our people need to get. If white people want to buy this book, that's their choice. But this book was not written for them.
Right. And I'm not an enemy. Like, my thing is, I don't make enemies. I don't go out creating enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody that wants to listen to this show, I don't care who you are. You can listen to it. I don't care.
Right.
But I have a rule. When it comes to discussions of African culture and our people and basically our in-home shop, that conversation needs to be had with Africans. I don't want to hear your input. I don't want to hear your thoughts on the matter. I don't really care. You know, if you want to observe, I can't stop a person from observing anything in a form that I don't control. You know, like, because Blog Talk, anybody can come in. I don't have no control over that. But when I go to meetings, and if I see a white face in that meeting, I'm getting up, getting my coat, and walking out because I know the meeting is going to be bullshit. That's why I love the United African Movement and the slave theater, because they had nobody but Africans there. If you weren't African, you would be escorted out of the meeting.
And people have been escorted out.
Yeah. Used to have some white people try to roll up there with the hoodie on and all that. But you know, when you have Africans in the room, if somebody comes in and they're not African, it's no special announcements have to be made. The room changes.
Right.
The vibe just changes.
That's real. That's real. That's not hate. That's reality. That's your duty as an African. Your duty is to take care of your people. Your duty is to make sure that your women and your children have the information that they need to empower themselves. You go to a JDL meeting. Go to a Jewish Defense League meeting.
No, you can't go.
Rashid, they're gonna let you in. I've been in Brooklyn all my life. You walk down the streets and those brothers that's walking around with the black on, they don't even say what's up. They don't even speak to you. You can't go to their building. Are they racist?
And God forbid you say a word to their women.
You can't even say a word to them.
You can't even say excuse me or thank you or hi ma'am, good morning.
Right. They're not trying to. They're not trying to convert you. They're not pulling you to a side to tell you about what the real religion of Israel is. They are staying away from you, avoiding you.
Right. They are not. They are discriminating against you. And this is the thing that I've always said, and I don't care. I've heard nothing from anybody as a counter to this. The problem with Africans is not that we are discriminate and racist against other people. The problem is that we don't discriminate.
Yep.
That's our problem. We don't know how to discriminate. If we discriminated a little bit more, we'd have some socioeconomic and political power and control. But we just open our borders to every freaking body. And if you don't think that that's destructive, I would suggest you read Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams.
Yep. Right. That's the merger of invisibility that Amos Wilson spoke about. You don't want us to talk about racism. You want us to let bygones be bygones while we're inside of a white supremacist system. which you capitalize on and which benefits you, and you want us to just forget about it. Because why? Because we see Greg Gumbel on TV, because we see black announcers, because we see some black dudes running around making millions of dollars. Them Negroes don't represent us no way. Those Negroes don't have a clue on what's going on. Because all the money that they have not put their money at any point where we're going to put it in a pool for our people. Their community looks the same as when they left. Marcy is the same projects.
I put it in my chat room status, man. I put it on my Facebook status. I got 99 solutions, and a car ain't one.
There is no reverse racism. There is no reverse racism. There's no such thing as reverse racism. Was the white racist trying to get the heat off him because he couldn't answer the questions and we got put to task about his racism, because you need power, influence, and the ability to make someone look at this reality. We've been living. Humanity's been going on for I don't know how many years. They already said they found the bones of Lucy in Africa 3 million years. Some dude decided to say we're going to start the calendar all over from one. In 2002, isn't that something? And they made the whole go to any culture. Anyone that's listening on this network from Japan, whatever. If I ask you what year is it, what you going to tell me? 2010. Really? So you just told me that you bought into the calendar spell that this man stopped time and started time all over again from 1 A.D.
Right.
Ain't that some power? Ain't that some shit? You going to stop time? There's no continuum.
Yes. Even if you Muslim, you say you ain't down with the Christian thing. You put that 2010 date on your documents and you still utilize it.
Right. The Gregorian calendar.
Right.
What year is it?
That's deep. That is deep. We are all based in the very time that we are existing in on a Christian paradigm.